All right, guys, so my name is Hudda Ibrahim. I am a teacher. I teach adults at a community college. I teach diversity and social justice, and I am also an author, and I also do other stuff, but today I'm only going to talk about the books that I wrote, and I hope to learn something from you too today. I will ask you questions about what would you like to do, or what would you like to want to be when you grow up. And so maybe think about things that you want to do when you graduate from high school, and maybe you want to go to college. What is that one thing that you want to focus on? So think about what you want to be when you grow up. My first book, it's called From Somalia to Snow. That was the first book that I wrote. You guys, I don't like the cold, but we live in Minnesota, so it's okay. This book, when I did the research for this book, I asked a lot of people why they came to Minnesota and what are they doing and how they contribute into the economy and so forth and so on. So this is not for you yet, but maybe some of you can indeed read someday. So that was my first book that I wrote. The second one is called, and we're going to read it later, it's called What Colors My Hijab. And this book actually won an award last year. And so a lot of kids shared with me that they really love this book because it shows characters that look like them. And so I hope you will like it too. We also translated the book from English into Somali. How many of you can read Somali language? Raise your hand. Oh, wow. Almost half of you can read Somali. That's so cool. It is important that you keep your language, keep your culture. It is so important that you do that because we all want to retain some of our cultures and faith. So if that is important to you, you should speak Somali and also English, and maybe learn a third language. Or maybe your parents do speak 3 or 4 different languages. I don't know. But this book is also available in Somali. And there is a chant in this book that I actually love. All the Somali moms ask me to read, so maybe we will read the chant as well together. So I don't know, let's see. Okay, so this is technically my third book, and I wrote this book because, first of all, it's called Lula Wants to Wear a Badge. How many of you want to be a police officer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I see people in the back too. All right. Why do you want to be a police officer when you grow up? Maybe you'll share with me later, so think about it, okay? As to why you want to become a police officer. That's good that you want to maybe protect your community, and maybe you love to help people. And my little sister, I dedicated this book to my little sister, and her name is Lula. When Lula was growing up in San Diego, she wanted to be a police officer herself. But at that time, she didn't get the support she needed for our family because they thought that job was either for only men or otherwise not safe and dangerous. And so, unfortunately, she did not pursue her dream, even though she had a mentor from this school who was a female police officer who really supported Lula's dream. But unfortunately, like I said, she didn't get a support from the family. So I want you to know that you can be anything that you want. Sometimes it is hard. Maybe you have a dream to become a doctor. If that's your dream, then you need to focus on learning science and all the other things, reading and writing and math. Math teacher, do you agree with me? I don't know. Yeah, okay. So anyway, you have to learn and study and always study, okay? because you have to work hard to get to where you want to go. So, when I was doing the research, I always do research about, okay, what should I do next? What topic? What kind of story? I'm a storyteller. I'm a teacher. I love to tell stories. So I talked to my sister and I said, hey, Lula, what do you think I should write about next? And her and I were just having a conversation about her dreams. Of course, my sister is, accomplished now, and she's amazing, and she's a leader, she's a strong woman, and she just had her first baby. That baby is so adorable, okay? And so maybe my baby niece, Imra, will become a police officer. So let's hope that, okay? But anyway, the point is, when I wrote this book, I dedicated it to my little sister, Lula. So let's get to the reading. The day before Lula started first grade, she did what she usually did. She drew a picture of herself as a police officer. Lula wanted to be like her papa because he helped many people in his police job. On Lula's first day of first grade, she waved to her mama and papa and ran to the school bus at the end of her driveway. As she sat down in her seat on the bus, her tummy jumped and turned inside of her. She was so excited. Lula thought about all the new friends she would make. She was sure of it, okay, because she was so excited. When Lula got to her classroom, she and other students sat and looked around the room nervously. No one knew each other. Okay? No one knew each other. They were still strangers. Their teacher, Mrs. Faiza, began the day by asking the students to introduce themselves and share what they wanted it to be when they grow up. That's the question that I will ask you today. And maybe some of you will come up here and you will share what you want to be when you grow up. It's okay to share your stories. Your stories are important too. So, when the teacher asks the students or the kids or the children what they wanted it to be when they grow up, this is what they said. I am Jama. I want to be an electrician. I am Roger. I want to be a plumber, Roger said. The children continued around the room, sharing their hopes and dreams. John wanted to be a nurse. Maria wanted to be a doctor. Amina said, I want to be a teacher. Everyone in the class spoke about the kind of job they each would like to have when they grow up. So, do you want to become a plumber? Do you want to become a teacher? Do you want to become an electrician? Maybe a nurse? Maybe a police officer? I don't know. I hope you will share what you want to be with us today. Lula knew just what to say when it was her turn. She rummaged around in her bag to find her police badge. Her papa had given it to her when she went to work with him on a visitor's day. Lula stood, as you can see her picture, and of course, put the badge on her sweater. And this is what she said, folks. My name is Lula. I want to be a cop, she said confidently. I want to help people when they are injured, lost, and in danger. Oh, she wanted to help people. Wow, that's really amazing, right? The whole class fell in silence. Some rolled their eyes. Then some boys giggled. You can't do that, Roger said with a laugh. Wouldn't that be hard for a woman to do? Amin asked, concerned. It is hard job for men and women, but anyone can do it if that person wants to. Remember, I shared this with you. If you want to do something, even if it's hard, you just have to maybe work a little bit harder. Okay? Okay. You can't be a police officer, Jama said. I am positive. Lula frowned at Jama. She said, but I want to. My papa said I can. He doesn't know anything, Jama scoffed. Girls can't be police officers. You can't do that job. Then what happened? Lula took the badge off her sweater and hung her head. She was confused, sad, and hurt because now Jama shattered her dream. And it seems like everyone agreed, right? Then what happened? Mrs. Faiza raised her voice and said, everyone, silence. Mrs. Faiza stood at the front of the classroom and said, in my class, I expect each one of you to treat the other with dignity and respect. That's what teachers do, right? They want you to respect everyone, regardless of how old they are, regardless of how they look or what they wear. Always respect people, okay? All right. When someone shares their ideas, we will listen without interrupting and certainly will not laugh. Yes, Mrs. Faiza, the class said. Lula quickly threw the badge into her bag. Her tummy hurt again. She wanted the day to be over. Lula looked around at the kids in her class. She thought they might not be friends with her if she wanted to be a police officer. So she began to think of something else she could do. Lula felt her dreams slipping away. She regretted mentioning she wanted to be a cop when she grew up. So what happened then? Lula stayed quiet the rest of the day. She suspected someone will laugh at her again. On the bus, of course, some boys said, look, there's the girl cop, okay? She shrank down in her seat and tried to be small. How sad. Papa was waiting at the front door when Lula got off the bus and ran up the driveway. However, Lula ignored her papa, stormed into the house. She went straight to the garbage can. What are you doing, Papa asked with frown. Lula threw the police badge into the garbage. She went to the refrigerator and tore down her drawings and threw them away too. She started to cry. Then what happened? Papa knelt on one knee and reached out his arms for Lula. What happened? Papa asked, giving Lula a big hug. I don't think I can be a police officer, Lula said. Her voice catching in her throat, guys. Oh, why not? Papa asked. The kid said I can't. How do they know? Papa asked, surprised. They said it was too hard for girls to be cops, and they made fun of me. Girls can be police officers, Papa said in a strong voice. But if I do, I won't have any friends. They made fun of me for saying I wanted to be a cop. So as you can see, her dad is talking to her. Don't listen to those children. Don't let them tell you what to be or what to do with your life, Papa said. You can be whatever you want to be. How do you know? She asked. Lula wasn't convinced, of course. Then Papa said, I know several women who are police officers. They're strong. They want to help and also, of course, protect people. Papa said, but more than that, I know you. You are strong. You want to help people and protect people, right? Yes, Lula said, I do. You are a helper. You can be a police officer, Papa said. Thank you, Papa. Lula dried her eyes. On Lula's second day of first grade, Mrs. Faiza told the students, today is a career day. What's career day? Amina asked. On career day, visitors with many types of jobs will tell you what they do. Mrs. Faiza explained. Cool, the students murmured. The classroom door opened, and what happened, guys? Papa and two female officers merged into the classroom without thinking. Then what happened? Lula jumped up and screamed, Papa! Papa flashed her a huge smile. The three guests stood at the front of the classroom and told the students why they became police officers. They helped the class understand how cops put themselves in danger to keep the community safe. They shared how the police officers, men and women, help lost children and protect neighbors from bad people every day. Lula was proud of her papa, and she beamed with the knowledge that girls could be cops. When career day ended, the officers gave the students colorful stickers and plastic police badges. I have some for you guys, stickers. Lula Papa told the class, you can all be police officers. The children clapped their hands with enthusiasm. Papa stood at Lula's desk and held out a new badge for her. Then Lula and Papa stood in front of the class for a photo shoot. Jama made the sound of a police car siren, and Mrs. Faiza suggested he settle down. Jama seems to be the troublemaker here. I want you to have a new badge, Papa said. Thank you, Papa, said Lula. I was wrong to throw mine away. Then Jama said, I was wrong to tell you that you couldn't be a cop. I don't know there were any women officers, any women police officers. I was just acting smart. Was he? Yes, Lula said, now you know that women can be whatever they want to be. So girls can be police officers, they can be, doctors, they can be lawyers, they can be engineers, they can be anything that they want to be. Boys too. So, Lula turned to her papa. I will be a police officer because I know I can. That's what she said. After Lula's second day of first grade, she did what she always did. She drew herself as a police officer. However, this time, she was wearing the biggest smile yet. Okay? Thank you. Thank you all so very much. So now, I want to ask maybe 2 to 3 brave kiddos here to maybe come up here and share what they want to be when they grow up and why. So, okay, so I see a couple of hands. So how about maybe two first? Two people first to come here? Two? Two? I want a girl and a boy first. Then the rest will follow, okay? So I just need two people now. The white hijab with the black mask on, come here. And you here, come. You will introduce yourself, say your name, your grade, what grade you're in, 6, and what you want to be. I'll hold the mic for you. How's that?
My name's Samia, and I'm in 6th grade, and I want to be a politician.
Woo! Do you know any politicians? Can you name?
Huh?
Can you tell us if you know?
Well, I want to be in the Congress.
Mm-hmm. Do you know anyone who's in the Congress?
Ilhan Omar.
You want to say louder a little bit?
Ilhan Omar.
You want to be like Ilhan Omar? Woo! Guys, give it up for her. She wants to be the next Ilhan Omar. And of course, you live in Minnesota, so that can indeed happen. You want to tell us who you are?
My name's Suhaib. I'm in 7th grade, and I want to become a mechanical engineer.
Woohoo! We have someone who wants to become a mechanical engineer. And your name was? Suhaib? All right, thank you very much. Thank you both. Okay, you want to come here in the back? Yep. Girls too, you want to come here? The blue jacket? Mm-hmm. Come here. What's your name? Okay, we have Mohammed here. Mohammed, tell us what grade you are and what do you want to be when you grow up?
Hello, my name is Muhammad Ali, and I'm in 4th grade, and I want to be an animator and editor.
Wonderful, thank you. Go ahead, go back to your seat. Thank you very much. And tell us who you are.
Hi, my name is Rahima, and I want to be an artist.
Artist?
Yeah, artist.
Woohoo! Artist, Rahima. Thank you. Amazing. A pink hijab over there. You want to come here? Brown sweater with the glasses on. You guys are so brave. So awesome. What's your name?
My name is Dia, and I want to be a vet when I grow up.
Oh, nice. You want to be a vet? Oh, give it up for her. What's your name?
My name is Abdi Hamid, and I want to become an investor.
Whoa, investor. You got to be friends with your math teacher here. Okay? All right. Ooh, a lot of hands. Awesome. Okay. Edward, do you want to call that person if you know their name? The person that you want me to come up? Yes, come here. The black hijab. All right. What about you? Yes. Come here. Woohoo. Awesome. You have a lot of kids who really know what they want to be. That's awesome. All right, tell us who you are, please.
My name is Asma Ali Khadr. I want to be a police officer, chief police officer, like my father.
Ooh, chief police officer. I want to take a picture of you if you don't mind later. Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Ridwan Mahmoud. I want to be a businessman. I want to be a businessman.
Oh, businessman, Ridwan Mahmoud. Thank you. You want to come here, kiddo? Yes. I need 2 more people, and then we're going to...
My name is Huda, and I want to be a teacher.
Whoa, you made my day. Wonderful.
My name is Rian, and I want to be a teacher.
You want to be a teacher? Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, we need 2 boys right here. You guys want to come? Next session, I will call the rest of you, okay? I promise.
My name is Adi Basse, and I want to be a soccer player.
Okay, soccer player and Abdi Basid. All right. Tell us who you are and where you want to be and maybe why. Why do you want to be where you want to be?
My name is Mukhtar Mohammed. I want to become an NBA player and open many masajids.
Many mosques? Okay, that's the dream. All right. Well, thank you all so very much. You guys are all brave and amazing kiddos. You know what you want to be. So, what time? Yep. How about you ask me questions, and then maybe the next session, when I present what color is my hijab, you will have the opportunity to share what you want to be, okay? So does anybody have a question? Okay, how about you here? Huh? Oh, why did you become a writer? That's a great question. So, earlier on, I told you guys I'm a storyteller. And I love to share stories that are genuine, that are real, authentic stories that inspire others. So when I started writing at first, I never thought I would write children's books. But I told you earlier that I wrote from Somalia to Snow, and I did it because I wanted our neighbors to know about their neighbors, to get to know about their neighbors, Somali neighbors, whether the Somali Americans are integrating or assimilating, or something about the way we dress and why we carry ourselves certain way. So I wanted it to educate people. I'm an educator, I'm a teacher. So that's how I wrote the first book. And then the second one, my little niece, Fatima, who, when she was younger, she's still young, but when she was younger, used to call herself Tima, once asked me as to why she didn't see herself in the books that she reads. So I really wanted it to show kids that they can indeed be whoever they want to be, but I also wanted it to help children see themselves in the books that they read. So I want to make sure that I write books, career books or otherwise, that shows people who look like all of us. So that's what I wanted to do. Are you here? Why did I decide to come to Minnesota? Ooh, that's a great question. So my family actually came to Minnesota because they wanted it to be close there to their community. There were a lot of Somalis here in Minnesota. That's why we chose to come to this state. Because, you know, in Minnesota, you can find a lot of mosques, religious centers, halals, grocery shopping, bunch of Somalis, you know what I mean? So that's why. And also the opportunities, you know, the diversity is why we chose to come here. Okay, the brown hijab. My sister did not pursue her dream, but you know, Lula had her first child now. Her name is Umrah. She's 3 months and 24 days. I'm counting them, that's why. That's how I know how old she is. And maybe Umrah will become a cop. I don't know. But my sister is still young. If she wants to go back to school to become a cop, she has all the time to do that. So thanks. That's a great, so far, great questions. You want to ask your question? Because I wanted it to tell stories, you know? And also, guys, my grandfather was a writer in the 60s and 1960s, okay? He was a writer. And also, of course, my mother was a teacher. My mother was a teacher, and later she became a politician, all right? And my dad, guys, I have to tell you this story. So my dad, he went to school and, you know, did everything he could to educate himself. He went to Russia, studied there, joined the Somali government when Somalia had the government before the civil war in the 90s. And so my dad was also in the military, okay? When I was young and I was little, we moved a lot. I am an army brat, okay? So my family, some of them were educators, writers. Maybe that's how I became a writer. And of course, you know, I wanted to tell stories. All right, how about you there? Oh, okay, so I have so far published 3 books, and I have money to come. Yes. Are there any books that you would like to write yourself, or what kind of topics would you like? I don't know, what do you really like to read? What kind of books that you enjoy reading? Okay, a lot of hands, so let me go here. Sports books. Oh, someone say that. I have to do a lot of research in that. How did I become a teacher? That's a very good question. You know, when I went to school, I actually went to the College of St. Benedict in St. Joseph, Minnesota. And sometimes you might want to become a teacher, and then later on you might decide, oh, you know, maybe this is not for me. Let me become a cop or a nurse or something else. So for me, when I went to school, I wanted it to work for the UN. So I studied conflict resolution. So when I graduated from my undergrad, I went to the University of Notre Dame. And I, of course, studied conflict resolution, peace, justice, and reconciliation, right? Still thinking about, maybe someday. But when I get back to Minnesota, I have seen how teaching was needed. Teachers were needed, of course. We need teachers everywhere. But because I always loved telling stories, I knew I wanted it to educate. And so I thought, I don't have to leave my country and go to elsewhere to do something else. Maybe I can teach. So that's how I became a teacher. Okay? Here. It's okay. Take your time. Should I get back to you? Okay, no problem. How about you? Yeah? Oh, I was actually in undergrad when I started thinking about writing. So I actually wrote my memoir before I even graduated from undergrad. But I didn't publish, so I have the manuscript. I thought, what am I gonna tell people really? I haven't achieved anything, but I do have like my memoir. So, yeah, in the back. Oh, I'm too old. Okay. Do you have a question? Okay. Oh, I'm gonna continue to write. Of course, I have other plans, but right now, I want to continue to write. I want to continue to do the work that I am doing, teaching, training leaders to be culturally competent. I don't expect you guys to know that word, but I want to write books, more books, and yeah, educate and make sure that I leave a legacy behind, So, yeah, what about you here? The pink hijab over there? Yeah. Do I have kids? Not yet. Maybe someday. I don't know. What about you here? Ooh, that's a great question. She asked, what is a book that I'm actually thinking about writing? And I am actually in the process of writing a book. I didn't plan on sharing, but since you asked, I will share with you. So I am going to write a book that's called Muhammad Wants to Go to the Moon. Okay? Yes. How many Muhammads are here, by the way? Or Abdis? Amazing. Okay, I want people in the back all the way. I don't think they got a chance to share. Okay, those 3 girls in the back. Hey, the yellow hijab, 2 yellow hijabs, I guess. Kind of yellow, mustard color? I don't even know what to call. What do you guys want to ask? Do you guys want to come here, ladies? Maybe up front here? Don't be shy, it's okay. You want to ask a question? It's all right to ask. Okay, what do you guys want to ask? My job, I teach. I teach adults. I am a teacher at a community college.
Does your sister have a job?
Yes, she's a business owner.
Of what?
She does. She owns a salon.
Oh.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. I want to give a chance to the people who are in the back. You too, you want to come here? Those girls in the back? Those kids are so cute. Okay, you want to tell us, or maybe share your story, or I don't know, ask a question?
How long does it take for you to write a book?
So, how long does it take to write a book? So it depends what you're writing. So right now, when I was writing Lula Wants to Wear a Badge, it just took me like about approximately 6 to 7 months because I knew what I wanted it to write about. I had the idea. I wrote it a little bit, and then I went to vacation, and then I had more ideas come to, mine, and that's how I wrote it. But when I wrote From Somalia to Snow, it took me a year to do the research because, we're adults. We have jobs, we teach, we do a lot of things. So anyway, it took me a year, almost 2 years, when I wrote Somalia to Snow. But the other one was less than that. Are you thinking of becoming an author? You don't want to be a writer? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I said I wanted to be a Dixie teacher.
You want to be a Dixie teacher, but then you want to teach students. Why do you want to become a Dixie teacher if you don't want to teach?
To teach people Quran.
So you want to become a teacher you're going to teach people Quran.
Yeah.
MashaAllah, that's good. Good job. Good for you. What about you here? Lula? She's 27 years old. She has her own daughter now and her own business, and she's just beautiful and a smart woman. She's a business owner. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Police officer.
You are the one who wanted to be a police officer. Yes, of course. Why do you want to become a police officer?
So I can protect my family and people.
Wonderful. She said, so I can protect my family and people. That's why I wrote this book, because that's exactly what Lula wanted when she was little. Okay? Are you Huda? Huda? Hanan? Hanan. Okay. Huda was the one who said she wanted to be a teacher. Okay, Huda's sitting there. All right. Thank you. Thank you both for coming. Thanks, everyone. All right. Here, maybe? Yes. That one. Yeah, it's okay. You can share what you want to share or ask. If you want to come here maybe and get in line, that would be also good. But I want both girls and boys.
Is there an author you look up to?
Oh, yes. I have read a lot of books. I really, really love, I don't know if you know Nuruddin Farah. Nuruddin Farah, maybe you should Google him, get to know him. And I really like his writing because he writes kind of like a poetic kind of, writing. So he's the one who really jumped, in my head for me right now.
How old are you when you started your first book?
I was already teaching in a college, so my first book, when it comes to writing, I started writing when I was in undergrad, okay? But I really published my first book May 2015. So I was still, I was teaching. So yeah, my husband wrote his first manuscript when he was 14, but I didn't do that. He's also a teacher and an author. He just published his first book, by the way. So yeah, a lot of writers in my family. But thanks for the question. What was your question? Who inspired me to be an author? I shared this with you guys. My grandfather, Muhammad, was an educator himself, and he was a writer early in the 60s. And so I do think that he was one of the people who really inspired me early on to even love reading and so forth and so on. My mother was also a teacher, and she homeschooled me, so she's the one who also inspired me. And the many other people that I have, I met in the past and so forth. So.
I'm trying to say, what made you come up with the story of Muhammad wants to see the moon?
Ooh, what made you come up with the story of Muhammad wants to go to the moon? I really wanted it to see, because I travel a lot and I meet with I've met a lot of kids who wanted it to become astronaut and doctors and this and that. And the reason why I want to write those stories is because I want to inspire all children, okay? Not all the Muhammads and Lulas, but also any kid, whether they look like me or not. I want children to have the opportunity to see themselves in the books that they read. So maybe we'll have a Mohammed or Marianne or Marianne.
Do you have a brother named Muhammad?
I do have a brother whose name is Muhammad. Yes. And he's tall and yeah.
What's your favorite book that you made?
Oh, I really don't have any. Okay, so he said, what's your favorite book that you made? I don't have any book that I really say, oh, I love this one more. But, oh, you know one thing that I forget? Maybe I'll read that chant when Saeed, I hope I don't forget his name. So the person who translated this book, his name is Saeed Salah Ahmed, and he's one person that I really admire, okay? He teaches at the University of Minnesota, I believe, and he teaches Somali. And when he translated my book, he was so amazing to help me come up with this chant that I will read to you guys later. And I absolutely love that chant. So I don't have any book that I really say, oh, I love this one more than the other, but I really love that Somali translation and how it rhymes and the chant. Yes.
Was your dad a police officer?
My dad was not a police officer, but I don't know if he was in early his life, but he was a colonel. At one point in his life, he became a minister of justice. So he held various different positions, but he was in the military. I assume he was, maybe, but I've never heard of that. I don't think he was.
What was your passion for you to become a writer?
My passion is to educate people.
Did you really want to be a writer? Or did you have a dream?
You know, I really knew I was going to write, yes. I knew that.
What I want to be, I want to be an engineer and make a game.
You want to be an engineer and you want to make a game? Yeah, so then maybe talk to your teachers. Do you know anyone who's an engineer right now? Okay. Yes? Your uncle? See, you can talk to your uncle. You can say, hey, uncle, I really want to be, an engineer. What have you done? How did you get to where you're at right now? So you have a role model, is what you're telling me, right? Kinda? I think your uncle will help you, and he will tell you maybe what he did to become an engineer. So you want to do your work, maybe work with your teachers? Yeah? Okay. Actually, one of the books that I wanted to really write, my career books that I want to write the next couple of months will definitely have a character that, of course, wants to be a firefighter. So that's my plan, to really have all those career books. So thank you so very much. Was his name Mahmoud? Good job, Mahmoud. Keep dreaming, folks. Yes.